And we are going to start it out with the diddler, Diddy. He got caught with alcohol in prison in Fort Dix, and they're looking into how that happened. And apparently they make like alcohol by marinating some stuff. I don't remember what it was, but they make some alcohol there, and Diddy really wanted that. So, Diddy has had an alcohol problem. You're an addict when even in prison you can't even stop. Despite you not having access to that stuff, you still can't stop. You have to figure out a way to get it. So let's go over this article, because this could potentially reduce the sentence if, he goes through with it. Diddy has officially entered the Bureau of Prisons residential drug abuse program at Fort Dix, where he's serving the remainder of his prison sentence. In a statement provided to the New York Times, the Bad Boy Mogul's spokesperson, Judah Engelmeyer, said that he is committed to sobriety, focused on healing, and trying to set an example for others. Joining the program could help him reduce his sentence by up to a year. So is he doing this because he actually wants sobriety, or is he doing this to try to reduce his sentence? That's what I'm like. You got to kind of not offer an award, but I get why they do that, because it motivates people to do it. Diddy and his legal team admitted that he had abused drugs for years during his criminal trial and requesting to transfer from the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Diddy cited Fort Dix's drug treatment and rehabilitation program in order to address drug abuse issues and to maximize family visitation and rehabilitation efforts. We request that the court strongly recommend to the Bureau of Prisons that Mr. Combs is placed at FCI, Fort Dix, or RDAP purposes, and any other available educational and occupational programs, his attorney, Tenny Gregos, wrote in a letter to the judge in October, according to the New York Post. He is hitting the drug treatment program. If he follows through with it, it could reduce his sentence by at least a year, which see what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to serve that full time. He's probably going to get out a lot quicker than people expect. That's really what it is with people at this level, this power. They usually never serve the full amount of time. And, to be honest with you, I've watched a lot of crime. I watched a lot of crime documentaries, a lot of police, the police body cam videos, which are very interesting at times. I watch a lot of those, and you'll see that it's kind of surprising, man, that the judicial system here is very lenient, man. And I was talking to my Uber driver who was helping me, I had to go take my sister's car to a body shop because she had just given birth and she, can't really do stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll help you take your car to a body shop. I took it for her over there, and they said it's going to take like 2-3 hours. I was like, man, I ain't waiting 2-3 hours. And the lady was like, okay, we'll get you Uber, back to your house and stuff like that, right? So when I went in this Uber, we were talking about how a lot of people drive without insurance, man, car insurance. So when they get into accidents, really your insurance has to pay for everything, if the other person isn't insured. And then that causes your own rates to go up and stuff like that. So we were talking about how the punishment should be more severe for people that don't have driver's license and that don't have insurances, because that just fucks it up for everybody else that's doing things legally. I have to pay higher rates because some idiot out there has no insurance and is driving around with no insurance. Definitely, like, if you're one of those people that are driving around without insurance, you got to think about, and this is the problem, a lot of people don't care about other people. Think about just all the other people that are doing it legally getting screwed. I mean, that's the crazy thing in America. You do things legally and you still get the bitter end of the stick of shit. It just doesn't make any sense. Those people that get caught without insurance, that get caught without driver's license, should get some form of punishment. Usually they just only get a ticket or they get their car towed. That's it. Like, come on, man. That doesn't really incentivize somebody to get insurance, car insurance, or their driver's license. So we're just talking about how punishment here is very lenient, man. And I've been watching a lot of those police body cam video footage, and a lot of them just, dude, they'll do all kinds of crazy shit and barely get any time. If anything, they'll probably just get time served. They'll get 10 days in jail, and that's it. Or they'll get probation for 6 months, or something that's like very like a slap on the wrist. And these are people that consistently commit these crimes. Like with body cam footage, you should be able to see that this person is clearly inciting something. Like some people that don't, like, just, if a cop pulls you over, whether you're in the right or in the wrong, right? Let's just say you feel the cop is in the wrong, that they pulled you over because, they just hate you, whatever the case may be, right? Just fight it in court, man. Like, there's so many people that have been quiet during that time and just accepted whatever the cops have done, and then they take it to court and win. hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. Because if a cop is in the wrong and it's clear that cop is in the wrong, just shut up. Let the cop do its thing, because you're going to have a major lawsuit on your hands. Fighting it at that moment doesn't do anything. It just makes you look worse. It just ruins everything. I'll never forget, man. I will never forget this, because I had a cop mistreat me. This was, I think I was like 16, 17. I was driving from my friend's house really late, just like 1 or 2 at night or in the morning, whatever you want to call it, but really late at night, right? And I had this black Mitsubishi Eclipse. I was driving down this like road. It's a really small road, because where he's living, there's like this like very narrow road, barely any lights, whatever. And there was a cop parked to the side, and I was speeding probably barely. Like, it was 25 in that zone. I was probably going 32, if that, 30, 32, 35. Not, I would doubt 35, but just anywhere from 30 to 32, 33, right? And then he pulls me over. Why'd I pull you? Blah, 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 speeding. And he was like, get out the car. I smell marijuana. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even a single puff of weed, bro, ever in my car. Nothing. There's no smell of odor at all of marijuana. This cop was 100 million % in the wrong. He said, get out the car. I can search your car, blah, blah, blah. I have consent to search your car because of probable cause, blah, blah, blah. And they do. Usually, if a cop has probable cause to search your car, they can search your car. When people say, oh, it's against the law, you have to get a warrant. No, they don't. If they see marijuana wide open, or if they smell it, they have probable cause to search your car, at least for most states. Anyways, pulls me out of the car, and literally, like, I had a bunch of school stuff there. I remember I had a bunch of papers, and he just ransacks my whole car. He calls another police officer. They throw all my shit all over the place, man. Destroy my car. And I look at him like, dude, like, really? Like, really? What the fuck did I do to deserve this? They didn't put it back to where it was. They just destroyed the whole car. Bunch of shit they just threw around. And they're like, okay, you're free to go. You have nothing to do. I was like, dude, I told you I don't have anything. But, at that moment, I don't know if I could have done anything legally, because I was 17, 16. I don't know the laws that well in Iowa at the time when I was living. So that's clearly the cop was in the wrong for me there. And I could have been an asshole. Be like, no, man, you don't smell the weed, and just start shit up. But, man, it just is what it is, man. There's a cop that just decided to be a dickhead. Nothing you can really do. As long as your life's not in danger, just deal with the situation at hand. Let the cop do its thing. And then you could potentially, now with body cams, you can definitely file a lawsuit and, say that this person is illegally doing blah, 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 whatever the case situation may be. So, cooler heads will prevail until you making a lot more money. So just, if you ever end up in a situation like that where the cop is in the wrong, it's clear as day the cop is in the wrong, which cops do get in the wrong sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. And, just watch the situation and watch, what's going on, because, why get extra time? It just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, people get the laws are way too lenient, not just with Diddy, but just in general, man. The laws here are just like, if you've been locked up like 6, 7 times for doing some shit, like, you should get way larger sentences, because now you're just not even learning from anything. You're just doing shit just to do shit. The first time, I get it, right? If you're not sentenced to anything, like if you, let's just say, I don't know, stole something, right? That was $500. Your first time ever stealing, first time you ever broke the law, or $1,000, whatever the case may be. Like, that should be a slap on the wrist, right? You didn't harm anybody. You stole. Obviously, that's wrong to steal. Slap on the wrist. I get that. But if there's people out here doing shit, slapping people, or whatever the fuck you're doing out there, selling drugs or threatening people, whatever the situation might be. First time, I get it, slap on the wrist. Second time, I'm kind of like, is this person really learning? By the third time, it should be really a 3 strikes. And now you're going to really face like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be of what you did. I think there needs to be, like, if somebody gets caught with no insurance on their car one time, slap on the wrist, I get that, right? Okay, you try to get away with no insurance, slap on the wrist, cool. Second time, third time, come on, man. At this point, this guy's just not even giving a fuck about the law and doesn't care about anything. So there needs to be that. I've always been like, what the fuck, man? Because the people that actually follow the laws then get screwed. My insurance rates go up because there's dickheads out there driving with no insurance on their cars for whatever reason. If you can't afford insurance on your car, then I don't know, man. Adjust. It is expensive. Trust me, I pay out the ass. And do you think I want to be paying insurance? I don't even have the money sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This shit is insane, because it is expensive, and I feel for people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not out here rich as fuck and can afford insurance like it's nothing. A lot of people can, especially during these times. So I get it. But there needs to be some type of lenient, like even with insurance, man, they're really just screwing people all over the place. They need to fucking be lenient in pricing. But, you know, like there has to be something that like punishes people for not following certain laws because it screws everybody else over. So that's kind of my TED talk right there on that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Diddy, man. Overall, interesting situation.